reality, Ajay?
Reality, like reality of what?
What is reality?
Like there is a reality which informs but keeps on changing.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a reality beyond forms. Maybe it also, something also is going on there, but very difficult to recognize. So we can call also reality in process, and then reality in form. So both are there.
Mm-hmm. And what is reality in process?
Like there is a force from behind,
Mm-hmm.
so that is reality in process. Something like very alive, but kind of not catchable from our, like the instruments we have,
Mm-hmm.
they have no ability to catch it somehow.
And is it what it's creating reality in form?
Looks like, because it's uncatchable,
Okay.
but it looks like that, like reality in forms, like through that process happens.
Yeah. And reality in form, how is it different for an awakened person and a normal person? How?
Yeah, because like maybe an awakened person, it's reality in forms, and change is the nature of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like knowing this accepts the change,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe person who is not awakened, gets in difficulties from the change.
Okay.
So maybe this is the difference.
Okay. Only that difference.
Because only that difference makes, life
Difference.
very difficult or
Mm-hmm.
very easy.
Yeah.
It looks like only that difference, but the result is
Mm-hmm.
very big kind of,
like to just for a little while ponder the different understandings of what God is.
Mm-hmm.
So, for most of us when we were a child, we think there's this man up in heaven, and then it gets defined.
Yeah.
And you said to Shelley when she said, "Oh, I had sometimes when I need a question, I consult with my grandmother." And I understood you say that, well, we don't know where you got this information from, but it seems like God put your ear into your heart, and this is where she is. This is where she is. So, in many ways, it's like that with God, that there, in a way, there isn't this entity that answers prayers or that does things for us, and that we can pull strings to and manipulate, but that we have God given this this intuition to know what will guide us. So the guidance is, so we pray maybe for guidance, but it has been implanted all along, or it was there all along. And this is just, this is how I construct it. I don't know, it's just how I try to make sense of things, because sometimes I wonder, and it's like, well then, but there's also this aspect of grace that I can't quite, I don't know where that comes from. Say like that we are all here, this is, we all have enough money, we're healthy enough, there are a lot of things coming together that are beyond many people's reach, really.
Yes.
So which is really, really propitious. It's very, very good. Very,
So, I can only add one thing.
Yeah.
You said, there are things God given.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like, other than my clothes,
Yeah.
everything is God given.
Right. Although there is no that God, that.
Maybe that God
Yeah.
doesn't exist according to my idea,
Yeah.
but certainly it exists.
Yeah.
Not according what I think
Right.
about God,
Right.
or what I can make up in my mind about God, but certainly it exists.
Right. Because there are these instances of, how can I call it, of good fortune, or of, I don't know, things just moving very smoothly. Why is there this insistence on God? Why is there this insistence, this demand from a lot of people, religious people, that there be this entity, this
Yeah, probably, they can only reach up to entities. Like there are also entities
Yeah.
in this process.
Yeah.
So if one reaches only up to entity,
Yeah.
it looks like, God as entity.
Yeah.
Like there are, we can call, different departments, as in government,
Yeah.
we have education department,
Right.
administration department.
Mhm.
So similarly, we can call entities are a department of the,
Okay.
government of that.
Okay.
And like when you have to, ask for, like, if I have something to do in education department, the head of that seems to be God.
Yeah.
Because he can, allow me to, So it looks like,
Yeah, it
for
looks
many people it will be like that.
This question with God is like the same thing as like peeling away the layers of the onion again. It's
So would entity be like the level of government that would be like deity? Is that
Yeah,
okay? Yeah.
that like
That
that,
level
yeah,
of
like, the collective,
yeah.
form of one cult, we can call it.
Mm.
It's interesting because that in every now and then, there are these sightings of Mother Mary, of the mother of Jesus.
Uh-huh.
There are very convincing reports that she has appeared, in Fatima in Portugal. These kids said, no, she talked to us and she was there. And well, I don't want to discount it.
Mhm.
And perhaps it's the unconscious becomes so convincing that she
Yeah,
appears.
certainly. Actually, like even when you have like very high fever,
Yeah.
those things happen.
Yes.
So maybe, without fever, those people are in the same state of mind
Yes.
as we go in very, very high fever.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. You see, when I was in that Catholic monastery,
Mhm.
they pray fervently, and I asked them repeatedly, do you actually believe there is that God? Do you think it is the way it is described in the Bible? And they said, yes, every word is true.
Certainly. For them, yes.
Yeah, for them, yes.
Yeah. But for you, not.
No, for me not. And they said we're going to celebrate the Eucharist, and they believe that it is now the blood of Jesus and
Certainly.
the light Christi, the Corpus Christi. And I said I don't believe it, so I will not participate. And they said that's fine.
Yeah. Certainly. So they allowed you to, to do what you want. So
Yeah.
I think also
It's fine.
you allowed them
Yeah.
to do what they want.
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to lie and say, I'm going to believe this. But, because a lot of time there's a lot of people who say, oh well, that's just all hocus pocus. They say, oh, this is all, how can they believe that? But I don't want to go that route either. I don't want to.
Yeah, because there are all kinds of people, and like we are not at one station,
No.
like so we can allow people to be on different stations, and they can ride from that station where they are.
Because especially Germany, especially East Germany, because that used to be part of the communist bloc. It's not. There is like nothing. They're not. By and large, they're just not interested in any of it. So they don't question it or rebel against it or I don't know. Form their own ideas, and I wonder what that is. It's like a zero, or it's like, what is that, man?
But also in that community, there will be some individuals who question.
Yes, like Tom and Dana, for instance.
So that means, questioning could not be suppressed.
No, that's right.
Even by law.
Yeah.
So that means, certainly, like somehow a group of people believed that and made laws according to that. But then their children, started questioning that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's had an effect that is noticeable. These laws. It's
Certainly, because it's like a big group of people really believe the law. So of course then, like what is seen is effect of law,
Yeah.
and then Tam and Dana, they are not really seen by the many people, only few people.
Thanks. Yeah.
Actually, it's not quite so simple as that, because there's been an enormous upsurge of people of searching for spirituality or going to, say in Poland is a very strong Catholic religion in Poland, and and the Orthodox Church in other parts of what was before the Eastern Bloc countries. So actually the pressure was there very much, but it was held down by law. People weren't allowed to talk about it or something. But the moment one took the lid off, then a lot was coming up in different ways. And even some of the newer, like the newer old religions, you might say, that certain aspects of Buddhism, so on, are really asserting themselves in some of these countries in the same way as we are in the West, adopting Buddhism or other beliefs. And for example, there are very, very many people following Osho now in the Eastern countries.
It looks like to me, that as human, we need to stand somewhere. We need to belong to something. And this is where we accept many things, because I need to stand somewhere. I need to, to be belonging to something. Because if that is not, then I get fearful. To me, it looks like, that.
We crave some sort of identity, is that right? We crave some sort of identity.
Yeah, certainly.
I noticed with my grandmother, who was a devout Catholic, I thought a lot about her faith. And one of the things that it had a lot of stages to it, I think, or maybe there were a lot of stages to my understanding of her faith. First of all, she grew up in this ranch, which was not near anything. So to go to church on Sunday was to be in community, and she was deeply social. And so there was a lot of that she got out of it. She was, from her children's experience of her, is that she was very, very strict Catholic, and that she seemed pretty tough. I didn't recognize the woman that they talked about versus the woman that I experienced. And one day I asked her if she wanted to go on a trip with me. I thought she'd say San Francisco, but she said Fatima. I'd never heard of it. So we went to Fatima.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, well, I thought I was not that excited about it, but I made it interesting for me, and we also went to Spain. We toured Spain and Morocco. And once we got to Fatima, even I was a bit moved by even me.
Certainly.
And I felt like the energy of it. And my grandmother wanted to have her picture taken everywhere, which really surprised me too. She didn't seem as interested in praying as I thought. Her overall reaction was not what I expected. And then also, my grandmother had a daughter. My aunt committed suicide a long time ago. And when we were riding through the Red Desert from Tangiers to Fez, there's nothing, nothing for a very long time. And in that time, she talked about, like, how could this have happened? And, how could God have allowed this? Well, of course, I had no answers. And she also used to say things like that the Pope was beyond reproach. This is a thing, right? But he never makes mistakes. What is that word? There's a word for it. Here we go. Yeah. So every once in a while that would come up, and then also in the times of the disgrace of the priests, when that came out, she didn't really talk about it, but I noticed she never missed newspaper articles on it, and she always watched it on TV.
Is that right?
So, and there were times when she was very much in denial, which meant that she didn't want to talk about something. I don't know how much she actually denied it. But then I also heard a comment, something about within faith is always doubt. And if you don't have doubt, then you have certainty, and then that's not faith.
Yeah, because faith, always you have to create on doubt.
Yeah.
If you have doubt, then only you will have faith. If doubt is not there, then faith and doubt both are not there.
So, anyway, because she was her religion was a huge comfort to her. Incredible. Like, in many ways I envied her that.
But like in your eyes, she could have been different. Like according, like if you wish for her, what will you wish?
What would I wish? Oh. I wish sometimes that she saw her children more clearly.
Yeah.
But, of course, I never really know, because she didn't tell you a lot. So I didn't know what she was doing. But she also, one of the things that she used to say that really bugged me, like I liked her and I loved her a lot, but this, when I hear this, I want to go, oh, help me, not this again.
Yeah.
She'd say, pity them, forgive them. And I think, why don't we just tell them off? Why don't we just lay it straight? My God, if you would just tell them off, it would make a hell of an impression. But she wouldn't do that. And I think, well, forgive them. I think, I don't think they're asking for forgiveness, so until, I'm not going to bother. So I think sometimes that aspect of the denial of also, I don't know how much she did and didn't deny. I mean, she wasn't telling you anything. She never spoke as plainly as me, I'll tell you that. So who would know exactly what she was up to or what she really thought? Or also, I don't think she saw herself as a person of terrific agency. You know, like,
She was like considering like her life only, her life and her family life.
well, she was, she married late. In her time, she married when she was 27, which was considered old.
Yeah.
She also, came from a wealthy family, and she didn't think that was so good. So she was careful to marry a poor man.
Oh.
And I remember thinking, oh, that's a crazy idea. And she wanted to marry late because she didn't want to have so many children. And she had 9. So I said to her, well, that plan didn't work too well. And she said, oh, my mother had 14. I'm like, oh, okay.
Less than her mother.
Yeah. So she had all these kinds of things, but I think all these issues around money that she had, although we never really had a conversation about it, her father made incredible amounts of money, and he was a Depression-era profiteer. So he made money from people going broke. He'd come in and he'd buy a lot. So I don't know if that was part of her problem with money. Also, her brothers were partiers. I don't know if that was her problem with money. My great-grandparents lived in California for part of the year, which must have been incredibly difficult to do at those times. And so then her sons, in order to escape the money thing, she marries a poor man. She doesn't know anything about being poor at all.
Yeah.
Then she has these 5 sons. Some of the greediest men that you've ever walked the earth, so the money problem just kept coming. So it was, I mean, she had an extraordinary life, but I don't know. She'd probably be horrified by the way I tell it. My whole family would be horrified by the way you tell this story, frankly. But she had her faith and all of that. And she was a lovely woman. Like her father, she was the favorite in her family, so her father was like, oh, don't get married. Just stay here, do what you want. This also was not common. So she was very special.
Again, this isn't a question, it's just something I have been pondering. Derek said in an offhand remark, he didn't really address it, he just said it more or less to himself, but we could all hear it. He said, oh, well, it's love we're all seeking, but we're most afraid of. We're seeking that, and we're afraid of it. And that kind of sums it up in many ways, that we're all here because we sort of intuit there's love. We want it. We want it more than anything else. We also intuit the enormity of it, and we're very, very scared of it, because it just whacks us and leaves us speechless in many ways. Right? We get sort of pale whisperings of it in love songs, but that's not really what it is. And now when I connect this to the teachings that come my way from you, I can see how there is a thread of love. I can see that, but it's also very easy to avoid. It's very easy to do the practices and not get that.
Yeah.
It's very, very easy not to get scared or shocked into waking up to love. Very, very easy actually. And that kind of scares me, that I do the practice and I sit there and meditate and it's good and everything's hunky-dory and I feel that a certain amount of peace, I feel less chattering of the mind, but I kind of sidestep the central issue, which is love, for want of a better word.
And are you sure that we are seeking love, or I want love?
Well, okay, love is too generic of a term. It's misused, abused, and nobody knows anymore what they say often when they use it. But yeah, I believe that that's one word to describe it, or that's one.
Certainly, yeah.
That
That's
really,
one of the words
yeah.
to describe that.
It's one of the words to describe it, and it's
only one word to feel it.
And it's only one word to feel.
The love is the most we feel,
Yeah,
and also we need.
yeah,
So we can call that love is the only word to describe, our kind of search.
yeah.
But in search, that can be one of the words. Like when in reality we proceed in search, this could be said one of the words, one of the expressions of what we are seeking.
It's true, and it when I use that word, or when I don't think this indicator needle points towards that, towards love. It's where there is most insecurity, or most that, I want it, but I don't. That there's an ambiguity there.
Yeah. So that is because of, you really want,
Yeah,
but then because of your experiences,
yeah.
you doubt it. You doubt your want.
Yeah, that's where it gets sensitive.
Yeah.
That's where it and that's where shame is. That's
Yeah.
where that's when you
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
I get shaky.
Yeah. But maybe that we can call, because where we experienced love, being with someone. You know.
Yeah.
And also we experienced those difficulties
Yeah.
in being with someone.
Right.
So maybe that was the misunderstanding between two of us, not the love. You know, love cannot be reason, love cannot be blamed for our difficulties.
No.
Yeah. So
No. I somehow feel it's the most direct way also to this path.
Mhm.
It really is.
certainly, yeah. You know that is for sure, yes.
And also just to say it, that's the highway, you know? And it's the wound at the same time.
Yes. The experiences around it are wounded, not the love.
I intuit probably for many.
Yeah, you know, I'm saying for many,
Yeah.
but then experiences around love,
Yeah.
they are wounded, not the love.
That's, I hear you clear. It's just, and here I'm only talking about myself. You know?
Certainly, yeah.
When I do the practices, there's this tiny voice that says, be careful.
Yeah.
You're on a path
Yeah.
that leads, because that may lead you out of the way of love, because it's so easy to, sit down and watch the breath and let it all pass. It has, and it doesn't even seem to touch love. For me, it doesn't even seem to go near there.
Yeah.
Actually, it sometimes feels like if I had to address this wound directly, not really stir up things, and just as Derek said, this is what we're seeking most of and we're most scared of.
Yeah.
So my question, it's not a question, it's just, I just want to say it, I could just amble off, wander off on by roads and, somewhere and get lost. And then come up with a particularly quiet mind, maybe, if I'm lucky, but not with the direct experience of that. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, okay. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's this totally deluded mind here.
Yeah, but then, it could be like, you say you hear a voice speaking to you.
Wow.
So, is that not the experiential voice?
Oh, this is a voice that says, watch it, Ernst, you're
Yeah,
really
certainly,
comfortable. You're really comfortable here,
Yeah. Saying really to be careful.
Yeah.
Asking you to
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah.
Not asking you to stop.
No.
So that means, even that voice feels something good about it. Even your experienced voice, the most wise advice you can get, even that is not stopping you from going along. So, now you can go along with so much care, but what can happen, like, you can be so much involved in care that you forget stepping forward. Like, I think, some point you have to close your eyes and make one step, and then again open your eyes and see if your feet is on the ground. Like, what happens, like, when we become careful, then care is so much that we forget to make a step. And step always, like step to love, we can call, it's always made in kind of closed eyes. Like, you can only make a step when you're, like, if you are careful, it's not possible, because all the experiences are against that. So you have to really close eye and make a step, and then again open your eye,
Yeah.
again open your eye and check off, yes, feet is on the ground. Then you get like little more courage to walk closed eyes.
You said the word courage, and often I feel in my practice,
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of things. I have patience, I have certain steadiness of practice, but I don't have courage. My courage doesn't seem to be involved.
Yeah, because courage is like somehow, tamed
Yeah.
because of experiences of life.
Like courage is tamed because
Yeah,
of
like,
the experiences that I've had.
Yeah, because like generally, like the experiences
Yeah.
really tame,
Courage.
yeah, the courage. Like the sharpness of courage.
Yes.
Courage needs to be very sharp.
It does.
It needs to be sharpened every day.
It does indeed.
Yeah, but then because of our experiences, we really tame it. Like somehow. So maybe like just being little bit watchful about.
Taming the courage.
No, like not taming now.
No, yes.
Like
yes.
sharpening.
Yes. Being
Sharpening
careful not to tame
Yeah,
the
not
courage.
to.
too much. Yeah.
And sharpening. Only not to will not do. You have to
Wonder what that could look like. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
I wonder what that could look like.
That will like you will just put one
Yes,
step
yes.
here
That's a boldness.
and then again open. I'm not
Oh.
saying that close and your eyes and keep on.
Mm.
Step one and open your eyes, check it and that eyes are open. Check the feet,
Mm.
and if everything is right,
Mm.
then again, because steps can only happen closed eyes,
Yes.
because experiences will always pull you back.
Mm-hmm.
Like experiences of life.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. So always, you have to close eyes to the experiences and step, and again open the eye, check, if eyes are open,
Yeah.
first you have to do this.
Rub my
Eyes are open, S, when you say S, then check if feet is really on proper place. And that's how walking happens.
Mm.
I heard a really good definition of courage that I like. Fear plus action plus integrity.
Mm.
What you're describing really describes my process with money.
Yeah, so you can do that with the money also.
Did you want to add something there?
Yes, but he added already.
Okay, right.
Like, what happens when we are so busy with thoughts
Mm.
and the emotions,
Yeah.
and the moment it stops, like it becomes little less,
Mm.
body is used to those emotions. Like to? So it feels like lack of something.
Wait, when
Like yesterday,
yes,
we were talking about so many thoughts,
right,
and today we are talking about becoming dry.
yes, yeah, that's
You see? So that dryness is not the dryness of like bad dryness.
yeah.
That body and mind is used to so much emotions and so much anxiety or so much fear and anger that it's kind of addictive to it. It somehow wants to create new thoughts and things so that it can get back into. Otherwise, silence and love both are not two different things.
Mm. Okay.
So like if somehow thoughts are becoming less,
Mm.
then you might feel like oh, something is lacking. Like loss of an enemy is also a loss.
You know, loss of antipathy.
Enemy
An enemy. Okay, it's also a loss.
is also loss.
Mm.
So something that was troubling you is not there,
Yeah.
and it's becoming less.
It's like a void.
So you feel a void. So just stay with it. Like not kind of fall for it.
Thanks.
Because you know that silence is not against love.
No, it couldn't be.
Couldn't. This is all because there is a habit of thinking, like thinking inspired by anxiety, and it's like dinosaurs. Even if it dies, it takes the form of lizard.
Mm.
So new think like really you feel like this is really important to think, and then you know that it's not. This is where courage.
Yes, yeah. Not so good to talk about that. So central, I find.
Yeah.
So maybe we can change our mode to walking mode.